To become psychologically independent from your parents or other people. I came across it from the K-drama Extraordinary Attorney Wu. If you don't want to have it spoiled, I will do a quick summary. In order to be independent from your parents, there are 4 areas that you need to be independent of, which is financial, physical, emotional, and psychological. If you don't want any spoilers, then I think maybe, I don't know which minute it will be. I'll put it in the comment line. And I won't go into too much detail, but basically the episode is called The Wedding Dress. And at the end, the girl really wanted to stop her dad from going through the case because they were in disagreement. And so she asked Attorney Wu what she can do, and Attorney Wu said, all you have to do is say to the judge, I withdraw my case. And the girl said, oh, that was easy. Why didn't I do it sooner? And Attorney Wu said, because you're not psychologically independent from your dad. And that really hit home, because while I was going through my own thing, at one point in my mind's eyes, I actually saw my whole family walk away from me. And even though that was happening in my head, I was at peace because I knew whatever happens, I can depend on myself. And if I made a mistake, it is my responsibility to own it. And so I'm going to go in a little bit into these 4 areas. I'll talk more into each one of them in the upcoming videos. But first is financial. You have to be financially independent enough where if anything happens, you can cut yourself off to live on your own, and you are not dependent on other people giving you money. 2 is physical. This is more for cases where the parents are still physically abusive and they're actually hitting the person. And for those people, they have to know that physically they can fight back. They can actually have to cross the street first. They can actually have enough strength to fight back against their parents to defend themselves. And also, when they move out, they can physically take care of their everyday life. Then it's emotional, because there is the guilt, because our parents are going to guilt trip us in any way or form. So we have to deal with the guilt and to deal with a lot of grief, because a lot of times we want our parents to be a certain way, but when they cannot meet that, we have to grieve through the loss that they are not the parents that we want to have. And then finally is the psychological. Psychological is to be able to go into ourselves and say, hey, I notice when something similar to this situation happens, this is how I always react. So looking through all those, healing through all those wounds, and so that we can be able to set boundaries for ourselves, and also turn that internal dialogue around to really love who we are. And so as I was reflecting, I really want to address what these mean so that we can apply them to ourselves. Because a lot of times we're like, okay, this is what you should do, but how do you do it, right? So, my gosh, I'm so out of breath. So I will be addressing more of these in depth in each of these areas. So stay tuned.